Hi, welcome to Leavenworth School District. Today's video is going to cover everything that you need to know or should know about safety and security within the school district. I'm Derek Burleson, I'm your head of safety and security, and today I'm going to cover or highlight the topics that we need to cover. I know that watching videos and training videos are horrible and your time is very important, so I've tried to condense this down to as little as I could, put as much information in to as little time as I could make it. So it's about a 15-20 minute video. But besides that, we're going to put together a library video of about 1 to 5 minute videos that'll cover other things like our lockdown procedures, our drills, how to deal with angry parents, how to lock down our classroom properly, our different panic alarms. We'll also go into a new area is our emergency management center, for no better word at this time, but we're going to have someone where you can contact and get video requests, where you can get call them if there's a problem, and they can contact the police department, they can contact the proper authorities if you're having issues, or proper people if you're having issues with your camera. So we're going to do a video on that, introduce you to them and kind of what their role is. But for my purpose here today, we're just going to kind of go over all the basics of safety and security within the school district. If you have any questions, please let us know. There's two of us at the high school, there's 2 of us at Warren Middle School, myself, and then again our security technician. So if you have any problems with anything, just give us a call and hopefully somebody can answer it for you. But I'm going to go as quick as I can on this, so hopefully you'll enjoy it and we can get on with what other things we got to do today. Thanks. Why do we need security? What is security for? Well, our security is a state of being free from danger and threat. That is the definition of security. We want the safety and security of the students and staff of all of the schools to be the highest priority. So that's what we're here for. We're here to make sure you're safe from everything. I know when you think of security in the schools, you think of, if we have an active shooter. Well, yes, that's true, but also we want to be there to prevent things that can happen, future crimes. We want to be able to be there to help you out if something goes wrong. A liaison between the school and the police department. So we have a lot of things that we want to do, and we will cover a lot of that later on about what our goals are, what our mission statements are, and go from there. The district has an emergency operation plan, and it'll provide to each individual building by building emergency management team. So we have an emergency management team, and we put together a district-wide operation plan. If anyone's familiar with incident command systems, ICS 100, 200, 300, 400, that's basically what it is drafted after. So if you're not sure where that is in your building, ask an administrator. They can show you where it's at. You can go through it. I'm sure we can find it on the school site. Each building has an emergency management team. They meet on a monthly basis, discuss any changes to emergency plans or issues regarding the safety of staff and students. Again, they're kind of like their own little safety committee. If there's anything that needs fixed, they can contact whoever they need to fix it, whether it's a maintenance issue or if it's a camera issue or if it's a security issue. That's what they discuss. And also in your schools, if you want me to be part of your monthly meetings, your safety and security meetings, just let me know and I will be there. And if there's anything I can help you with. So be sure to keep that in the back of your mind. So when you start having these, if you want somebody, just let me know. Now, most of these meetings, are the building emergency management teams. They're going to consist of at least a building administrator, a counselor, a nurse, a custodian, a certified staff, and a classified staff member. That's what their minimum team is going to be. That way that you've got everything covered, every aspect covered. So that really works out well. Now, some of the emergency procedures that we go through every year, we have mandated training, each school does, and I know most of you are aware of this. This may be for some of the newer people coming in. But our lockdown drills, our tornado and inclement weather drills, we have 4 fire drills, 1 per quarter, that's mandated. We have 2 drills for tornadoes, 1 in September and 1 in March. And then we have an on-site emergency drill that we're going to do at least once per semester. So probably twice a year. That's what we're looking at right now. And I will come up with some scenarios, and we'll change some things around, but and make it interesting. We also have, like I said, the videos on file that we're going to do that I talked about. We're going to do what the alert is, what are types of lockdowns, which I'll discuss a little bit of what the lockdowns are on here, but we'll also have another video on lockdowns, locking down our classroom, how to keep it safe, what are some techniques we can use to kind of keep our classroom safe, secure our door, and then we'll go through emergency drills, fire, tornado, kind of what you need to expect there. On the evacuation maps, you'll see them in your building. They're everywhere. Make sure that you know they have them for tornado. They have them for fire. What is your best egress from the building or to a safe place in the building if it's a tornado? So we're gonna find those in your building. Make sure that you're very familiar with them, and where from your classroom or your office where you're at to the safe place. So make sure that you know where that's at. And we'll go through what to do in the event of an emergency situation, intruder, medical emergency, sex offender on premises, angry parent, and any other lockdown scenarios that we can think of that can be covered in a video. That's what we're going to do in some of these smaller videos. So we've talked about the district emergency operation plan and the building emergency management team. We've talked about that we were going to cover alert, which is assess, lockdown, evade, resist, and tell, or alert is what it stands for. And again, I think we'll go through that a little bit more on another video. So if you just want to know more about alert and what that means, to just assess your situation, orient your best option of location or contact. Lockdown, secure your area if you're unable to escape or avoid confrontation with a threat. Evade, run from the threat if you're unable to secure a location or unable to escape to safety. Resist any threat directly as a last resort if you're unable to secure a location or escape threat. And finally, tell, when able, so they can call 911 or get somebody coming or another emergency personnel. So see, that's really simple. And I will put together a small video, like I said, maybe just a 1 or 2 minute video that will just talk about what alert is and have those on there. But also, if you look at the back of your badge, there is a yellow card, and not on the back of your school badge, but there's another attachment, and it'll have a yellow card that has the alert, and it will have how to assess a situation and all that. So you can look over that. Now on the back of your ID card, your Leavenworth school ID card, there will have the intruder lockdown, perimeter lockdown, and classroom lockdown, and that'll tell you what that's all about. A perimeter lockdown is called when it's unsafe to leave the building due to an outside threat during a perimeter lockdown. No one is allowed to leave or enter the building. All activities are to continue as normal. Simply what this means is scenario question. The chief of police calls the front office or calls the principal of a school and says, "We are performing a search warrant across the street from your school. Just want you to know. We have a burglar that we're chasing, and they ran by the school somewhere, and we're looking for him." That way the administrator can go, okay, we're going to make sure all of our outdoors are secure, our exterior doors are secure, no one's coming in, but let's lock down, and you can keep on going in your normal activities in your classroom. But lock down I would suggest you lock your classroom doors at that point too. Just never know. A classroom lockdown is called when there's a security or safety concern within the school. However, all activities are normal, during that classroom lockdown. So kind of what that would be is if, hey, we got possibly an angry parent that's coming up to the school, or they might be in the school with an administrator or a principal, and they're kind of highly upset. So we may just say, hey, let's do a classroom lockdown just to be safe in case it escalated. We're already that one step ahead. And then, of course, an intruder lockdown. There's an unauthorized person on the premises. They're wandering the building, whether they have a gun or they don't. We don't know who they are until we find out. Lockdown. That's where you're going to turn your lights off. You're going to stop teaching. You're going to get your students away from the windows until that lockdown and that threat is over, until you're told. So again, I think we'll cover that in a smaller video, or maybe we'll even show how to move the students, or where to move them, and look for the best place in the classroom, and how to shut that down, turn off the lights. So we'll cover that a little bit more. And then we're also going to get into a video on the hall pass system, where visitors coming in, how to use the hall pass. And also, did you know that on the hall pass there was an emergency button? So if something was happening, that person was getting out of line, or maybe you had someone you didn't feel comfortable with, there's a button right there on that screen that you can push, and it will alert the security staff. It'll alert the board office. It'll start alerting several people, so we can start going into action of what's going on. The administrator will get an alert. So it's a pretty neat thing to have, and we're going to do a video again on that and the lockdown button, so you can see that, where it's at. I know a lot of you will probably never deal with that, so that's why I'm going to put that on a separate video, so you can actually watch and see what it looks like, where it's at, and how to use it. So even if it doesn't affect you, or that you'll probably never use it, you might want to watch it just to find out what it is and where it is. So we're going to go through that, like I said, and we've went through the drills, the response, the alert system. We just really want to kind of touch on all the basis of what we expect in the school, what you expect. I mean, you as employees expect that you're going to come to work and be safe, or as safe as you can be, and that's what we're here. So I would think that if there was a mission statement of the security staff, I think that it would be to maintain a safe and secure environment for both students and faculty, or faculty and staff. Ensure buildings are secure at all times. Respond appropriately and immediately to any threats to the safety of students or staff of the school district, or visitors, that matter. Whoever is on our school grounds are our responsibility. It's our property, so we're responsible for them, and that's what we want to do. We want to enforce and uphold all laws within the district. Be compliant with local police department. Develop and deploy crisis response plan. Ensure all crisis response plans as accurately carried out, both in emergency situations and in drills. Again, in a nutshell, we want to do more networking and getting together with our local law enforcement, or actually our emergency responders, EMS, emergency medical services, the fire department, any outside, maybe the highway patrol, surrounding jurisdictions. So we want to get together with them and do training with them, and let them train in our schools. And I know I'll be hitting a lot of you administrators up in your various buildings in the next school year, or even in this summer, because we have sheriff's department, police department, even highway patrol that might want to come to our schools and use them for training facilities. They're always looking for training facilities, and one of the best things is to have them train in our buildings and know what each one of them looks like and where to go. If we have an emergency situation, I will tell you, especially if you have an intruder, an armed intruder, if there's a shooting, something like that. I don't mean to to be blunt, but that's just the case. You are going to have every jurisdiction in a 10-mile radius that's going to show up at your school to help out. So the more people that we can have that are familiar with our schools, the better we're going to be prepared in an emergency situation. And that's one of our goals. Again, respond quickly and efficiently as possible to security threats and crisis emergencies. Maintain a high standard of quality, security of all buildings and facilities. We want to make sure that our camera systems are the best they can be. They're going through a camera upgrade right now for our security. They're adding more cameras to some of the buildings, better angles. So we're getting there. We're getting all of this together, and it's come a long way. And like I said, our plan of action, and we went over this, is to create a crisis response team similar to that of a 911 dispatch. So we're going to have a crisis center or an emergency center where we are going to be our own kind of dispatch. Again, we want to work on radios, getting better radios that we can talk to each other all across the district. So, and I think that's really going to help. We want to increase the number of security that we have, and whether increase them by adding more, but increase the efficiency of them where we need them the most. How many do we need there? So that's one of the things that we're looking at going over. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to keep this brief. I wanted it to be enough covered that you understand what we're doing and how we're doing it. I wanted to the ones that have been around and know that we have security and what our security is. I wanted to give you a little more insight to what we're actually looking at down the road. If you're not familiar, yes, Leavenworth School District has a security staff, and we're working to improve it, to build it, to make it the best in the state or any state around. We want people to come to us and go, how did you do that? How did you start that? And I will tell you that we've already had 2 schools that have come to us over just the last 6 months and want to know how we got this started, how we're doing this, and our camera systems, and how did we get armed security? How did we go about that? And what was the minimum qualification? So, it makes you feel good when people are coming to you wanting to know how you do things in the school district. So that speaks volumes for our whole school system, the school district, how, the foresight of we need to do this now. So I applaud everybody that's behind that. So in conclusion, again, we want to make sure that we're there for your safety and the student's safety, but we don't want to be so intrusive that we're in the way of you doing your job or your daily functions. So anyway, I hope that helped. I hope that this video was short enough that you could get on with other things to do, and also to let you know that we are going to have a whole library, and we're just going to keep adding to that library. So if you have suggestions about something you would like to see in a small 1 to 5 minute library video, just send me an email, and just go on. My email is derek.burleson@lvpioneers.org. So you can find that easy enough, or call. I'm over here at Nettie, or you can call our emergency security tech who is at Nettie, and talk to them and get something, your ideas or what you would like to see, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks for bearing with me, and we'll see you around the schools.